All right, Coach Lee here, giving you 5 things that you need to know this week. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I am a licensed cycling coach and certified nutritionist working with clients that are both athletes and non-athletes alike. Reach out with any questions. Number one, check your engine. I was out for a walk the other day. We got a big snowstorm. Actually, not that big a snowstorm, maybe 4 inches. And I saw a guy, he was a young man, and he was just dying. He had the tiniest little driveway that you ever seen, but he was just dying. And I stopped and I talked to him. And so his back was hurting. He was out of breath. And so his answer to his thinking, he immediately gave me the answer to this problem of sore back and out of breath. Next year, he was going to have a snowblower and he was going to go take some ibuprofen. And so for me, that sore back, out of breath, those are check engine lights. You can either tape over those check engine lights, which an ibuprofen tapes over the check engine light. Getting fancy technology tapes over that check engine light. Or you can, deal with that issue straight on, meaning that, next year, what should he do? He should get on a strength training program, do core work, maybe work on his shoveling technique, but get his underlying physiology, his muscles, get those buffed up. And so check those engine lights. Your body gives you 1,000, there's 1,000 check engine lights, and you have to look at them, you have to understand them, and you have to identify, and you have to rock them out. So check those engine lights. Okay. Step number 2, I've been working with Sodium Bicarb. It's been around for decades in cycling and endurance sports. It's one of those rabbit holes that I personally have never gone down. So past few months, I've been doing a lot of Bicarb. Now, I did, the AMP gel. I'm not sure what it's called now, but it was a gel. I was using it then that you smear all over your legs. And then it got bought by AMP and it changed its name. And I think it's changed its name I think it's called PR lotion now, right? So I've gone that route, the transdermal absorption route, but I've never gone the full blown gut route. So there's a lot of protocols out there, and so we can look at it right here. Roughly it's 0.1 grams per kilogram to 0.3 grams per kilogram, which is a lot. When you do all the math, that's a lot of sodium bicarb. So GCN had a great protocol the other day where they had 90 minutes before 0.1 grams per kilogram and then 60 minutes before 0.1 grams per kilogram. And so I've been experimenting with that protocol. For me, none of my events really focus on that top end, but I'm really curious if it will affect, my lactate 1, right? So there's LT1, LT2, and I want to move up that LT1. So we'll see what happens and see if, it works. So grab that screenshot. That's a great, article that talks all about it for different athletes. And this is the common, this is a big article, scientific study that talks all about sodium bicarb for athletic performance. All right. Had a guy, an athlete, he's getting ready to rock out Sebring in Florida, which is a 24-hour road race. And it's, you're going against the clock, you're going against others, but it's basically how many miles can you ride in 24 hours. And so, the person who wins that, is going to be closer to 500 miles for that event for the 24-hour period. You're looking at least, being on that bike for 23 of the 24 hours. And so I have an athlete who's going to go rock out this stuff. And so here we have a workout, an overnight workout that was 10 hours. We have him set in his just below his race pace. So this is 175 watts going through there. So we could see that he nailed that. And then his cadence, I wanted to look at that as well. To see if there are, any fall offs with this cadence whatsoever for this 10-hour ride that was overnight. Everything was fantastic. I look at his cardiovascular drift. I want to see if there are any heart issues, if, his heart essentially decouples from his zones. his heart rate zones decoupling from his power zones, and there were no issues whatsoever. So this athlete did a great job. Now, one of the things that he's going to need, and one of the things that so many athletes need to do, and now's a great time to start training, is that we have to start doing that, over 60 grams of carbs per hour. And I talk about this a lot with my athletes, but when you want to start going to that 90 grams of carbs per hour, you really need to add something other than sucrose. So your body is only going to be able to absorb about 60 grams of sucrose an hour. And so to get the 90, to get to the 100, to get to the 120, to get to the 140, 150 that some pros are doing, you got to start adding other things like fructose. And so there are lots of products that add that fructose, but just keep that in mind. You just can't be doing your normal gels. You have to have special gels, special products if you want to start going 90 carbs per hour. And right now is a great time to start training your gut to do that thing. So I have never used these. Here's an athlete really that I work with really likes that. And so this has a range of 1 to 0.8 glucose fructose. And, there are different, when you look at different products, there are different, ratios for that. Find something that works for you, and you'll know how do you feel, how does it make your gut feel, but really pay attention to that. Really try to get in some other things. Okay. Now, lastly, snacks. Here, just screenshot this, and snacks are crucial. We got cottage cheese, bell peppers, whole grain, protein shake, almond butter with banana slices. Screenshot that. Snacks are crucial in your daily life. I'm eating a couple snacks every day. I'm eating a lot of walnuts. I eat a lot of, that type of stuff. I don't get too fancy with my snacks, but snacks are crucial, especially when you want to fuel your recovery and fuel your ride for not only that day, but the next day as well. Thanks, everybody.